Good morning and welcome to What's New with Mike and Jeff, your Saturday morning hobby hangout coming to you live via the interwebs. I'm your host, Mike, and with me is the man himself, Captain Space Wolf himself. Yeah, I tried, dude. Good morning, Raymond. I tried.
Oh, that's hilarious. That's funny.
Well, what popped in my head, I was watching the new commercial for Heineken, and I saw Wolverine and Deadpool doing their little
Yeah.
bit, and I'm like, I don't know. I was trying to throw some Wolverine Captain Space Wolf thing in there. It just failed. I try.
You did. You do. You make the effort, and that's all that matters.
That's all that I can do in the morning. So how are you, buddy?
I'm okay. How are you?
I survived another 4th of July. Wasn't woken up at ungodly hours of fireworks going off in my neighborhood because it's too damn hot for people to be outside doing fireworks.
Yeah.
We are in the midst of a heat wave, a little out of season heat wave. I cannot wait for that movie. Cat in Space Wolf.
I have to tell you, I had a rather fabulous 4th of July.
Yeah, well, you had wonderful weather.
I did have wonderful weather, but I also found out that my youngest daughter, who we just discovered is pregnant, is having a girl.
Ah, very cool.
We had the gender reveal at our 4th of July, and it was awesome. It was great. So that'll give me 3 granddaughters and a grandson. And my grandson was very upset.
He was like, "I'm being I'm outnumbered."
So hey JP, how you doing? I had to try to explain to him that made him unique.
There you go.
But yeah, he was not very, very happy.
Yes, and JP is saying that best comic series ever from the early 2000s, Cable and Deadpool.
Yeah.
Good morning, David. How are you?
David? Yeah. So,
well, very cool.
My 4th of July.
Well, it sounds like a wonderful 4th of July.
Yeah, it was great. My youngest daughter Zoe and Tim have tried for a long time to have a baby, and everything's going great right now. And it is a goyle. So.
All righty. Well, there we go. Cable was
Dour and serious.
I don't know much about comic books. Like I don't know Cable enough to go, is dour and serious a thing? Like
yeah, he's always he's always focused and very, very negative and very somber, and and Deadpool's just Deadpool.
Wow.
The thing about Deadpool, everybody I know that either is a Deadpool fan, they either love Deadpool or they're not a Deadpool fan, they just absolutely hate Deadpool.
Yeah, well, I don't know if the Deadpool we see in the movies is the same as what you see in the comics.
Pretty close.
So it's a personality type that you have to.
One of his superpowers is he actually realizes he's in a comic book.
Oh yeah,
and he recognized that's why the movie Deadpool always breaks the 4th wall and talks to the audience.
Right.
Deadpool in the comics talks to the reader.
Oh. Well, that's a good concept.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. So yeah, but he's pretty. I actually enjoy him because he's just kind of.
I'm just kind of curious how the new version of Deadpool is going to go now that they're owned by Disney.
It is an R-rated. It is another R-rated Deadpool movie. So
yeah, so I'm just kind of curious how it's going to go because just are they going to tone it down to fit the Disney? Even though it's rated R, doesn't mean like today's rated R doesn't mean what it used to mean.
Right.
So I'm just kind of curious. I'm looking forward to it. I'll check it out. It's got Wolverine in it, and I just love how they've kept that story of Wolverine and Deadpool's kind of. Is it a love relationship or is it a hatred? We don't quite know yet.
It's a love-hate relationship.
Well, it feels like Deadpool loves Wolverine, but Wolverine doesn't return the affection back to Deadpool in such a grandiose way.
Yes.
Yes, Ryan Reynolds is right for Deadpool. Yes,
yeah, absolutely is.
Not so much for Green. We don't talk about Green. He talked about that in Deadpool, and we don't talk about. He got rid of the Green Lantern.
I actually enjoyed Green Lantern, but I like bad movies, so that's just
Nothing beats a terrible movie.
Yeah. So
I literally go to the dollar store looking through their movie sections, just trying to find really bad, poorly written movies. Wolverine loves to hate Deadpool.
yeah, that's what I said. It's a
Yes,
love-hate relationship. It's a love-hate relationship.
that is a love hate relationship. But yes, I'm looking forward to it. I'm just kind of curious. It's just nothing against.
I don't think they're going to tone it down at all because you can actually I think you can watch both Deadpool movies on Disney Plus.
Yeah, well,
So
if that's the case, then we should be okay.
Well, Disney's always made movies of that rating, but not they were under some of their subsidiary companies,
right,
that they own. So they,
yeah, it wasn't a direct Disney. Now it is a direct Disney. It's kind of like we have all kinds of new Disney princesses now. Suicide Squad. Well, is she under Disney? I think she is.
Who?
Suicide Squad? Is she on Disney?
No, that's DC property. That's
I didn't know if there was any tie-ins to Disney.
No. That's a DC property.
All right. I didn't know.
Warner Brothers do those.
Yeah, some of those properties cross over.
The comics used to do a DC Marvel crossover all the time. But yeah, they're completely separate entities.
I didn't know if there was any crossover into the Disney realm.
Yeah, that would be a Deadpool. Harley Quinn Deadpool movie would be.
I think that would be awesome.
It'd be insane. It'd be great.
I think it would be hilarious. Like you would have two kind of. Are we going to say they're psychopaths? I don't know in their mind.
I just use the term unhinged.
Unhinged. That would be the word we'd use. Unhinged. I'm going to write a whole new comic book.
There you go.
And just steal those properties and just run.
And then if they had offspring, would it be Harley Pool or Dead Quinn?
Dead Quinn. Dead Quinn has a better ring to it.
It does.
All right. We just created a new comic series. Welcome to the with Mike and Jeff show. We solve all the world's problems that didn't get solved in the first place.
And I got to tell you, Mike and I know everything. That's how it is. We have all the secrets.
We have all dude, we have a book.
We do.
we have the world playbook, and we share those pages slowly throughout the time.
Absolutely. You do any hobbying?
Comics were great. I'm not familiar with the comic book.
Hey, hang on a minute. I have a guest. Who is it? Hang on. I'll be right back.
All right. Well,
I'll be back.
While Jeff is going out and about and doing his thing, I have been doing some hobbying. I last week you all saw me messing around with some ghost models, and I am going to flip cameras here real fast and show you kind of what I came up with. I guess green on green isn't necessarily the best cover or color to show. That's kind of what I was working on with my ghost effect. I don't know if I'm 100% sold on it quite yet, so that's why I haven't posted pictures on Discord, but I went over them with a yellowish green color to really pull out those highlights and just make things, make them kind of look ghostly. That's the word I'm going to use for it. But I'm thinking about maybe doing the hands and arms with a lighter shade, maybe a nice, like take that yellow green and blend it down a little bit more with a white, and maybe do the arms and hands with a lighter color so that they kind of stand out a little bit more. So you kind of see them so they're not all blended in. That way it's just a cloak. That's my to add ivory. That's what I was thinking, JP. I was thinking about adding a little bit of ivory because that's a nice color to add. And just do the arms and the hands and nothing else, leaving the rest of it just the way it is. So that's something I've been working on. I'm still messing around with it. But I am kind of getting to the point. I also prepped up the zombie trolls, and they're all Zenithal highlighted and ready to roll. So I can start getting some base colors down on them. Once those are done, I should have all of the dead stuff done. And then I should be able to start playing. So that's the goal anyway. Start playing some Dungeon Saga.
Sorry I interrupted. I had a family thing.
Dude, that's why you moved back to Maryland, because you wanted to be there for the family. So that's always cool. Wolverine / Batman equals Dark Claw. Yes.
Ivory is always the cheat. It's the biggest hobby secret.
Yeah.
You know, everything becomes simple.
Well, I will. Well, we here on our channel, it's Averland Sunset is the cheat on the brown. So if you're ever trying to do anything with browns or like Averland Sunset is our cheat code, but Ivory is a good cheat code for a lot of stuff because it's not white. It's just a little bit of an off white or
it's real. Ivory's really good for like highlighting burgundy and some dark reds.
Yeah. So we have 2 cheats now.
I've been chipping away at my commission work, which I'm massively behind on because of some issues with my younger brother that I'm still dealing with. And then I've been, when I can, like for an hour in the morning, maybe an hour and a half at night after I'm done with other things, I'm still chipping away at this guy.
Yes, I'm super excited about that guy, and hopefully you got some photos to show off today.
I don't actually. I'm still struggling with I was going to put it on big camera later or something. Yeah, I'm still struggling with the OSL on the electricity around the lightning.
Yeah, but the lightning is turning out nice. So
it's getting there. Let me just go ahead and do that now if you don't care.
Let's just take over the big camera, show everybody what you've been working on.
Let me find the button here that I'm looking for.
Buttons.
There we go.
We're terrible at pressing them. Good morning, Jake.
Hey, Jake. I haven't heard from Jake in a while.
All right.
So here's where I'm at.
You want full camera?
Yeah, good if you want to. Yeah. Here's where I'm at with the big boy. He's coming on. I mean, quite frankly, this is pretty much done. He's pretty much where I want him to be. I've got 2 other weapon arms to do.
Hey, good morning, Mark.
Morning, Mark.
Good morning, gentlemen. I use that term loosely. Yes. Very loosely.
And wisely you do that. So he's fit. I think this part's done.
All right.
So we're good there. But I've done the object source light on the lightning claw now,
which is something you're going outside your comfort zone.
I'm way out of my comfort zone.
Really trying something different here.
Well, there's 2 parts of this I'm out of my comfort zone on. One is just doing the OSL, which I'm not real comfortable with because I haven't done it very often.
Right.
And the other is my airbrush. My airbrush is just not cooperating. So I've got
Which airbrush is it?
I'm using my Infinity.
Okay.
But I'm having trouble getting the mix right to get the object source lighting going. So I'm still playing around with it, trying to get it done. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead, because one of the things nice about the arms come off. I'm going to go ahead and do the edge highlighting, add the decals and the shading and highlighting on the rest of the arm, and then finish up the flamer, and then come back to this and see if I can figure it out. I'm going to watch a few more vids to see what I can get going. But that's where I'm at right now with the.
Well, maybe once you get that arm finished, it will help with the lighting sources that you're trying to create because you'll see the finished arm. Because right now the arm's clean. And maybe that's throwing you off a little bit.
Yeah, I got it. It looks pretty good when it's all together. I've got everything positioned properly. I had to modify where the shoulder pad goes, so that when the arm's in the finished position, the pelts.
Right. You read Mark's comment?
I did. That's so true. Oh, it's so true. You know, for Mark and I only haven't met face to face like a couple of times our entire life. He knows me so well. But yeah, that's where we're at right now. This is. I'm struggling with this.
And Jake's asking about
for me. What?
Jake's asking, how did you make the wired arcs?
My mom taught me to save your bread ties. So I have a bunch of these in my kitchen drawer with my silverware that I just toss them in there out of habit. I don't ever use them for anything. So I just basically strip off the paper or the plastic, and that's my arcs are these.
Yeah. JP, this is Jeff's project, not my project. So but yeah.
Yeah. And so I just drilled tiny holes in the claws and insert them and bend them around. And then I've got to get a little bit more washing and dry brushing on the electrical arcs.
Yeah.
But we're getting there slowly but surely. I hopefully will have it done this weekend. I haven't posted anything online in forever because I'm just behind on everything with what's going on with my brother.
Yeah.
And so I haven't been in a real good mindset anyway. So painting hasn't really done a whole lot to relax me. I'm dealing with his estate and everything. And
sure.
Trying to get that under control and figure out what I got to do to get under control. But getting him on the phone's a pain. So
yeah,
it's a nightmare. Nightmare.
You done?
I'm done. Oh,
very cool. Yeah. So, Jeff, but weren't you trying to get that done? Jeff, I'm a call you later. Jake's gonna call you later.
Okay. Yeah, I got to sort anyway. Yeah.
Good morning, Tim. Weren't you trying to get that done for a show?
Historicon. I'm Dave's running a painting competition at Historicon, which is in 2 weeks. I'm toying around the idea of entering in that. I don't really like competitions for a number of different reasons. You and I have talked about one of the reasons that I kind of shy away from them. Yeah. So that's my thought right now. If I get it done, I may do that. Plus, I got 2 other weapons I have to finish for it because I can interchange the weapons out. So I have an assault cannon. I've got a heavy plasma.
But the weapon change out's more to do with gameplay.
Just gameplay.
Than anything else. Yeah. I think the model is coming along beautifully.
Yeah. The model is pretty close. Like I said, I've been only working on it maybe. Like I said, I usually between 45 minutes, half hour, and 45 minutes in the morning before I leave for Battlefront Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then I work on it maybe a half hour to an hour in the morning. Then I start my commission work on the rest of the week, and then I've been alternating my commissions, trying to get caught up on all 3 of them. So,
well, and I call that the 5-minute rule. I think we've talked about this before on the channel. If you're not familiar with the 5-minute rule, anything you want to do in life, any changes you want to make, anything important in your life, just sit down every day and do it for 5 minutes. And eventually your 5 minutes will turn into 10 minutes, 15 minutes, but you're developing the habit. Like I paint every morning. Right. I paint 5 minutes every morning. Well, obviously my paint time gets stretched out and I get 10, 15, I take, cause distractions are a real thing. Right. Phone goes off, something pops up, you see a thing on YouTube you got to watch, you don't have to watch, but you choose to watch it. But you just have distractions in life, and it's that 5-minute rule, and that's kind of sounds like what you're doing, and it's just you've gotten it to the point where you're getting like 45 minutes every day, and you're developing that daily ritual. Sorry, I read a lot of philosophy and self-help. So, and daily rituals are part of everything. So.
Well, one of the things I do is like in the morning, if I have washes to put on, I'll come in and take 20 minutes and throw washes on everything. Then it dries while I'm at work, and then I pick up where I was at when I left home.
I need to start doing that. Yeah, just 5 minutes. I also do it with my bass playing. Every day I slap my bass on. And right now I'm trying to learn Cowboys from Hell from Pantera. So I don't know if you're familiar with the song itself. It's a pretty good song, but the bass line is one of those bass lines at the intro with it because it follows the guitar part. It's always frustrated me because it's a pick sweep. So the Rex who plays for Pantera, it's kind of a pick sweep the way he does it. It's a great song, Jake, and it's hard for me because I don't play with a pick, so I'm trying to do it with my fingers, and my fingers, you ever knot fingers up? Because it happens to me all the time. My fingers get all knotted up when I'm trying to play, and I gotta unknot them. The wolf in the I love that.
Well, you're already challenged. In fact, you're down a finger.
Yeah, well, there is that, but I've learned to overcome that. Have you? Yeah, because I play with these 2 fingers. So anyways, so I've been learning that. So every day I'm yes, Time by Anthrax. Love that song. Anyway, so 5 minutes a day, guys. And that's all you gotta do. Like every day, just make that commitment towards painting. Like this month, I've cranked out a lot of stuff. Because I just finished all those skeletons. It's just 5 minutes a day. Because it turns into more and it turns into more. You need to get easy pay. Speed up your time and bench. Oh, okay. What? So does an easy bake oven actually work as a drying booth, or do you actually have to buy a drying booth?
I remember when Mark picked up his drying booth.
Well, it doesn't he has an actual drying booth? I think.
Yeah, I think he has an actual drying booth.
I
used to use a cheap $20 blow dryer, but it died.
I remember your $20 blow dryer. What were we on the show when you did that? You turned that thing on, and it was like, what the heck was that?
Sounded like a one of those aircraft from Air America starting up. But then it finally died. Well, you know where I got that, right? Some guy walked into the store and donated it to me. And I was like, okay, I'll use it.
If you ever try to flip somebody off, sure.
The British way.
Yes. More of a tool-based player. Schism 40. Yeah. Yes, I do like some of the Tool songs. They're fun to play. Like Dry Booth, we just affectionately call it the Ease Bake. And Jake says hey, if you just moved to Arizona, all you gotta do is set it on the windowsill, and that the radiation or the radiant heat coming in through the window will just first of all, melt your model, but it will dry your paint. Oh, Roundabout, also fun. Roundabout's another one of those songs that really kicks me in the butt. Because again, there's an argument about Chris Squire playing Roundabout. Some people say he didn't play with pick. Some people say he played with pick. It doesn't really matter. I'm not a pick hater. If I could play with a pick, I would. Some of my favorite bass players, Dave Ellison, for one of them of Megadeth, is a pick player, and I really love pick players. Motorhead, Lemmy is a pick player. I don't care. I don't mind pick. I'm not a purist in any way, shape, or form. Just as long as the bass line grooves and I can have fun with it, I'm down with it. I'm down with the sickness. Another great song to play on bass, by the way. Sorry. I went on a tangent. And Jeff's just done with me.
No, I'm not. I'm listening.
Finding models outside is impossible this time of the year, unfortunately. Yes. In Arizona, this is the time of the year where you have to get up at 4:00 in the morning to go prime your models. But you can.
I never had a problem with that. Everyone always talk about having a problem with that. I never had a problem with it.
It was more with some of the paints are water-based primers. Wasn't it GW? I think at one point had a water-based primer that used to fuzz up.
As long as you control the distance of the nozzle from the model, because what happens is if you're too far away in that heat, the particles dry before they reach the model, which causes the fuzziness.
Yeah.
So you get closer, and that's how you do it. So.
Yeah. So it is a thing. So I just switched.
It is a thing.
I just switched over to airbrush. Like the summer times when the airbrush comes, even if you're not into airbrushing, okay, just use the airbrush in the summertime. I feel like in Arizona, all you can do is dry. Yes. Even in the house, all we can do is dry brush.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
This is when I switch over to my wet palette. Like this is when the wet palette comes in handy, because even though my inside temperature might be comfortable, it is dry. It's like I'm paying for that air, and so
it's a dry heat.
It's a dry coolness in my house.
Yes.
So, but it is a lot of fun. But yeah, just switch over to your airbrush, and that's why we own them.
Yeah.
Like I think by now most people that are really into the hobby own some form of an airbrush. A cheap one from someplace, or a really nice one from our local friendly game shop, Imperial Outpost Gaming, located in Phoenix, Arizona. So I think most people do, and this is the time of the year where you might want to pull out that airbrush to do some of your priming.
Yep, I just tore mine all apart yesterday because I was so frustrated with that. Tore it all apart, put all the rings out. I have a replacement ring set, so I rebuilt it, and hopefully I can get it working properly.
JP's never owned an airbrush. Well, maybe it's time, JP. Welcome to the world. I think they're just.
He does fantastic stuff without it. So
yeah. But I do find them it's just one more tool in the toolbox. Like you can get some certain effects from an airbrush. There's benefits to it.
Or you can have an embolism because you want to smash it with a hammer.
I bought one of those portable battery operated compressor all-in-one airbrush things, and the one I got actually uses. I can use any airbrush on it. It's not like some of those are very specific to certain types of airbrushes because of the connections. You have to get like adapters and stuff. Mine, I can just thread on a regular airbrush hose, so I use my Grex on it. I just, and it's just like sweet. It's this little battery charged compressor. Cool. I was gifted an airbrush. Sweet.
Outstanding.
It's always good to get gifts. I like gifts. So. But yeah, it's that time. So, hey, do we want to do pictures now since we've been talking rambling?
We can, but we don't have a lot.
That's okay.
I think we have 4.
That's okay.
We can do them.
Let's do it.
And I don't think there are any pictures of models.
Oh,
I mean, actual painted models.
Is this David stuff?
Yeah, hang on a minute here. What the hell?
Uh-oh.
I keep getting this McAfee ads that just pop up on my screen. And I'm about ready to update your
antivirus. Huh? They want you to update your antivirus.
I know. Now they're just intruding, just popping on my screen.
They are your antivirus. They are your virus.
There's a virus.
They're your virus.
Yeah, it's insane.
With their antivirus. Go figure.
Dave's wall.
Well, Dave is one of those. So Dave and I have Dave's philosophy is different than mine.
And I did.
Dave sees a wall and wants to put crap on it. I see a wall and don't want to put anything on it.
I'm actually in Dave's camp.
Yeah, and look what Dave did. He honeycombed it.
That's awesome.
Hung up all his tools for those are his PV. I forget the coil 3D printer.
Right. Yeah.
Those are his 3D printers all set up, and he made tool racks instead. So this is the new version of pegboard. Remember the old pegboard?
Yeah.
FDM. Thank you, David. These are his FDM printers. Yeah. He made this is his version of pegboard from back in the day, the old press pegboard. PL. Oh boy, giving me all kinds of letters to look at. But I love it. We just have a different. I hate. To me, putting things on the wall, it's a permanent. You're making a really big life decision of putting a hole in your drywall that you can never fix the same way. So I'm always
unless you have someone that's a contractor and is beautiful drywaller. So.
I'm not.
My oldest daughter's husband is just phenomenal. So.
Well, he's not going to fly to Arizona to fix holes in my wall.
No.
But David, I love it. I think you're doing great.
And there's Tim's doing some buildings for a pirate game.
Yeah, he's doing like a sponge effect on the texturing to give it that like old school. I don't know what you would call it, like a plastered wall effect.
It always reminds me of the stucco where they just kind of cover it with plaster and then
and then let it weather up.
Yep,
very cool. I love it. I love the building. It's just
and that's it. Ta-da!
Ta-da! We're done.
That's everything.
Can't go wrong with that.
That is everything.
Can't go wrong with that.
You can tell it's Arizona, and not a lot of people, because most of our audience is in Arizona. And they haven't been painting.
What's going on here? Well, I was showing. So you missed it. I was showing off my ghost effects, and I was having a conversation. That's where JP popped in and said use ivory, which I will probably most likely do.
Yeah.
I just wanted to do something for the hands and the arms just to make them pop out from the rest of the model. So. And then I finished up some more zombies. I just need to do some coloring on their faces and stuff, and then I'll have those up. But we right now in Arizona we have a convention going on. It's called Crit Hit. It's like a little board game convention, board RPG. It's a small version of Gen Con, I guess. I'm building Stormcast Spearhead for the 4th release this week. Very cool, David.
Yeah.
So that's going on because I opened up Facebook this morning and was greeted by a picture of Joe and Darren at a bar, at a gathering or a social last night for Crit Hit. So that is going on this weekend in Mesa at the Doubletree Hotel. I don't know anything about it. It looks like it's like more, board game RPG thing. It looks like there's going to be people there, so I kind of shied away. No, realistically, I'm trying to keep myself away from anything because I'm going to Gen Con in a couple weeks and we're going to hang out.
It's like 4 weeks. Yeah, so
no, it's like, well, for
Gen 3 weeks. Gen Con's next week, or not Gen Con. StoreCon's next week, and Gen Con's 2 weeks after.
Yeah, but mine's going to start a little bit earlier because we're driving down from here. We're going to drive down.
We pull out on the Monday?
Or the Monday before?
Yeah. I think I'm trying to remember when setup is.
We're going to try to get in on Monday to set up.
Yeah, well, we leave on Monday, and then we're there Tuesday morning, get set up, and the show opens at Gen Con. I think opens Wednesday, doesn't it?
Thursday.
I can't remember.
Yeah, I think it's Thursday. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah, we set up on Tuesday and Wednesday we get set up, and then we
I don't know. Yeah, well,
I used to plan these things. I knew it like back of my hand, but I don't plan it.
I'm skipping a local convention in Historicon so that I can go to Gen Con, so I feel that. Yeah. So I'm trying to save, JP and I are trying to save money. We're trying to be responsible adults. And trying to save money. And I've already started putting together a kind of shopping list of things that I want to pick up. Which is not too long right now because you know as well as I do, I'll buy a lot of dice. We load our booth on Wednesday. JP, who are you with? I know you were demoing games at Origins, but I didn't know you were part of a company because I will swing by your booth because I know you're Fez. I want to call you Fez now.
And his vest. You made a big deal about his vest as well.
Yeah, the gaming vest.
You and him are gaming vest buddies.
Cons in the next few weeks. Yes, Victor.
Yeah.
Okay, so your Sea Dog Game Studios is actually your booth. Very cool. I will be coming to your booth because it's a little bit different this year for me because last year when I went to Gen Con, that was my first experience. That's where I popped my Gen Con experience. I didn't want to say that word. What is it?
Cow. I'm being bombarded. Continue talking about whatever you were popping.
So anyways, that was my first time, and that was I got a lot of my excitement for Gen Con out of my system of exploring and running games. And you're running games in the stadium, but I'll be at the booth most of Sunday. So I'll make sure to swing by the booth. I'll probably end up going to the stadium this year. I didn't really go to the stadium last year because I couldn't get out of the vendor hall because I was just having a blast. Like for me, it was just a great experience to see all the wonderful games. But I also got to see a lot of the personalities on YouTube that I follow, that I'm Patreons with. Just got to meet a lot of people, and I'll be working for Gameland Games again. But this year I need to spend more time at the booth because last year I was very specific in what my duties were. Set up booth, keep booth clean, break booth down, go have fun. So this year I'm actually spending a little bit more time at the booth. So I'll be on a little bit of a shorter leash. A little bit of a shorter leash. So, but yes, I will write you down for go check your booth out on Sunday.
I will be chained to the Battlefront Gale Force 9.
But your guys' setup is actually quite efficient. You got everything's just on your rolling racks, and you guys just really roll out a wall of racks.
Yep, and then we pull the front and back off of them, and then we're good.
And if I'm not mistaken, I think the big thing that I saw you guys doing, you guys put down like flooring material.
We usually put down the padded flooring.
Yeah,
and then that takes the most time getting that down. And then having the convention staff come and hang our banner. That's the other one. It takes time just getting them to come over and actually do it.
And we were concerned about that when we did the last year because we got this big, massive castle booth that we have, and we're like, how are they going to hang those guys were like, don't worry about it, we got it. And they just came out and they boomed that thing over, and it was like done.
Yeah,
it was like not a big deal. And those guys are awesome at setting those banners. And that's like a big thing at Gen Con, are those banners.
Oh yeah, they're all over the place. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
those guys are busy.
People will. It's not like It's not like I'm hanging up like a rah-rah banner like the one we have for Gameland Games. Like it's all four sides, and we got to build the frame, and then we got to stretch this nylon material over it, and it's just insane to get that all set up and put away. So yeah, JP, it'll be nice to see you too.
Mark, whatever you photobomb me in my IMs, I can't get it. It's not coming through.
Uh-oh. Mark photobombed you.
Mark photobombed me. I was going crazy. That's why my phone was going nuts.
But yeah,
I sent him some stickers this week.
Oh, very cool. Maybe he slapped them on a tank.
I don't know.
But I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be another wonderful experience, and we'll get to, I don't know how much time we're going to get to spend together, but hopefully we can get one night to go grab a bite to eat or something.
I got Gen Con's a little different than Adepticon. Not a whole lot going on for me after hours. I may come down and walk around a bit, but the show's also huge.
Yeah.
So I'm free every night. So whatever night you want to get
to. Yeah, I don't know what man, you're getting blown.
It's Mark.
Man.
Mark's going crazy.
Yeah, I don't know what commitments I will have in the evening time with Gameland Games. The owner likes to take us out and just say thank you for everything and blah blah blah. But he also has a lot of commitments for meetings and stuff and all that kind of stuff. So I don't know what real commitments I'm going to have. And nighttime, usually by the time the show's over.
It's okay. If you don't want to hang out, I would say you don't want to hang out.
What?
Right. If you don't want to hang out, then just say you don't want to hang out. I get it.
No, I don't.
Sure, don't make excuses. Don't come up with reasons. It's all right. I'm all right. I'm not hurt.
I'm just gonna point at you with my pointer finger.
Mark. Now, Mark, why were these on our Discord channel, man?
Yeah,
because this is gorgeous.
Ding.
He sent me pictures of his new modeling project. It's absolutely beautiful, as always.
Ah, well, that's
brilliant. But why aren't they on my Discord? Why aren't they on our Discord?
Yeah,
I'm showing these right now.
Yeah, I'm just going along with you.
I'm so disappointed.
So disappointed.
So disappointed.
So. Speaking of, should we? Unless you got anything you want to chat about?
No, not really.
And you want to switch up to paint?
We can. I absolutely have stuff to paint.
Okay. Unless you got stuff you want to chat about, I've just been rambling.
We're gonna have to chat while we paint. So
yeah, all right. Let's switch cameras. Derp.
I kind of came in with not a whole lot. Well, I mean, I could talk about what's really going on, but I don't want to depress everybody with what's going on with my brother and everything else and all of that. So I don't want to deal with that crap.
Yeah.
Oh.
So these are the zombie trolls that go along with Dungeon Saga. And the dude's holding a half a body. So that's cool. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get a wash or a speed paint of this kind of dirty, grimy green onto the bodies. And then I'm going to switch over to another project. Okay, I'll post them there. Thank you.
Yeah, dude, they're gorgeous. Yeah. I mean, Mark's actually brilliant scale modelist. These are fantastic.
Yes.
I mean, I wish you painted 40K stuff better, but we all can't be perfect.
Well, I wish I painted 40K stuff better.
Yeah, me too. Oh.
I really do love the new speed paints from Army Painter. I think they're on top of it. I really want to try their regular paints next. Their new formula.
Yeah, I was going to buy one of the sets, but like I said, things have taken a turn. So
I love it. JP gave a little Lord of the Rings reference there. They have a troll. They have a zombie troll.
They brought a cave troll.
Yeah. I'm assuming that's where he's going with that.
Yes. I have to say, I'm still in love with my Artis Ovis brushes.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm really enjoying them.
I should probably put those on my list of things to maybe pick up.
I don't think I've ever been as happy for a paintbrush as I am with these brushes. They're actually. Now, what do I want to work on? I've got like stuff all over the place.
Yeah, baby.
I'm on camera, so I'm not doing anything technical because I'll screw it up, which I always do. So.
Yeah, well, that's why I'm only doing washes. Pretty much.
I learned something. Never shake a Pro Acryl bottle with the lid twisted off.
Yeah, that's not smart.
I have lovely. Luckily I wear a specific shirt when I'm actually painting.
Something you don't care.
And so I don't. So when I do screw up like that, I don't ruin a shirt because I literally was shaking the my Pro Acryl black over my airbrush station and didn't realize I left the top unscrewed, and it was great. It was great.
I bet it was.
I got a really lovely black stain right in the center of my painting shirt. That's why I wear a painting shirt.
Yeah, we should make painting shirts.
I am a slob. I'm trying to get some t-shirts down, but like I said, right now everything's wrapped up with me having to go back and forth to Ohio and trying to get that all sorted out.
Well, and you're also trying to take care of getting a truck and
it's a lot of life stuff going on.
We call it adulting.
I hate it.
I know.
I hate it. You can keep it.
Keep it. Don't want it. Don't need it.
I've been wanting to get some time to go down and see if Dave's available to get a game in. I haven't played in a while. So.
Well, I have been messing around with Warhammer Quest.
Oh, that's awesome. That's
because I got all the boards and stuff in.
Yeah.
And just kind of reading. So a lot of the scenarios that I'm reading right now are the fan-based ones from a guy named Little Monk.
Right.
So I've been just kind of putzing around with that a little bit, but I'm trying to stay out of the stores right now.
Saving up for Gen Con?
Yeah, because you know what's happened when I go to a store.
Yeah, I do.
I have a tendency to leave with stuff. So, turn caps on my Pro Acryl bottle. Yes, I do the same thing with my Pro Acryl bottles. I put the I don't know, the flip caps on mine. And one of the things I like about what Jason does is he doesn't charge too much for the alternative caps. I still question why they come with the twist caps, though.
Well, that's why I'm not going to buy the flip caps, because it's like if you got the wrong cap on the paint bottle, then put the right cap on. So make me buy more caps.
Yeah, it's the GW quandrum. Yeah. It's like, well, GW paints dry out because the caps get dirty and people don't keep them clean.
My hypocrisy only goes so far.
I know. You can only do so much. But the good thing about the caps is you just take them off when you're done and put them on to the next color. So what's everybody been doing?
Yeah.
You know, I know you all come here to hear the riveting conversations of Jeff and I because, you know, we do have the playbook of life and we know all the answers, but
yeah, sure we do.
What's everybody doing? What's on people's desk? I know you're not just here listening to the smooth vocal tones of Jeff and I.
Well, you've got definitely I've got a face for radio and you got a voice for radio.
Ah, well, that's what makes a good team. I really love this green. It's such a nice green. It's a dirty green, which just works out so nicely for a lot of things. This actually would work out good for military guys too.
Yeah.
It's just kind of a dirty olive. Some of the more challenging parts is what is skin, what is flesh, what is what. I might have a really hard time at Gen Con over one thing.
What's that?
If I get Kingdom Death Monster.
Oh no. David's falling into the paper crack addiction again, going to a Star Wars Unlimited card game pre-release today.
Oh no.
David, we're losing David. He's going to card wave.
Well, knowing David, he'll paint them.
We'll have to call a priest.
We'll have to stage an intervention.
Yeah.
We'll stage an intervention. I think I got David some cards last time at Gen Con, actually.
Yeah.
That's the new collectible Star Wars, like Magic the Gathering style game. I have not heard much about it, but David seems to be into it.
David seems to like it.
That's always an important thing. Somebody's got to like it. I had people at Paint and Take twist the Pro Curl tops, not realizing they open like.
That makes sense. I can see that happening.
Or twist it too hard and like trying to take and then end up taking it off. I'm assuming is what probably ended up happening.
You can also put them on too tightly and actually mess them up that way too.
Yeah. It's probably just something to do with the manufacturers of those paint bottles only provide that top. I don't know. It's really fun. Yes. David's talking about the new card game.
Yep.
And I think David remembers my story because when we were at Gen Con, the guy demoing it for us didn't even know how to play. So me and the guy that were playing were just figuring it out on our own.
You wouldn't believe how difficult it is sometimes because you really can't dedicate a staff member if you have limited staff. So you try to get people in that know the game, and sometimes it's just really difficult to find somebody that's good at running a demo.
Yeah,
because it's definitely a different way to play.
Yeah. Now, if it's a game you created, it's a little different.
That's true.
But yeah, demo work, especially for a big company that's out there doing it, because they were trying to promote the hell out of that, and their booth was busy because they were giving away those limited edition cards.
Yeah.
So that made it even more challenging. They are shocked when the paint. I bet they were shocked when the paint gushed out.
Yeah.
And got all over them. Very cool.
Well, you know how obsessed I've been with getting that dreadnought done.
Yeah.
But I still haven't finished all of my heavy intercessors for my wolf spirit.
Oops.
Because I keep putting them off so I can work on either commission work or the dreadnought.
Yeah. You got to get shit done, man. Bills aren't going to pay themselves. I don't know if you ever heard that saying.
Yeah, I'm realizing that.
Yeah.
I've just been distracted.
Yeah.
I'm not sure on the slate side. Pine bark's good. That works pretty well. I do a lot with I buy my preform bases from Dragon Forge. They have a series of slate bases that I use that are actually pretty cool. But, yeah, I don't know.
I wonder, could you just go to the hardware store and buy a piece of slate and just flake off a bunch of pieces?
I think that might be a possibility.
Just got to make sure like it fits on the base, because if it overhangs from the base any, then it might chip off over time.
Yeah, this is true.
Because I have old basing material that is just like little pieces of slate. It's not enough for a whole to put just one piece on the base. It's just like for little decorative pieces.
Yeah.
It's just like slate stone.
Holy crap! What was I thinking on this model?
What's wrong?
Oh, I got some mold lines I hadn't gotten. There towards the end of the Tale of Four Warlords, I was just, cranking as best I could.
You were cranky too, by the way.
I was cranky. No, I was not. now I'm cranky.
But that's too much work, Mike. It means that I have to go outside. I love the way you think, JP. I agree. But you could probably find some on Amazon.
But he's not in Arizona. Going outside in Arizona, that is an excursion all by itself.
Yeah, well, first you got the heat, then you got to worry about the wildlife that might kill you, which is mainly the people driving on the road. And nobody wants to break down right now for a car accident and have to sit outside in a car accident. Well,
I have been once again reintroduced to because I'm on the motorcycle every day, just how many people don't pay attention when they're driving.
Yeah, and that changed a lot in Arizona recently because they started allowing motorcyclists to do the lane splitting.
Yeah,
and I am not a fan of some people and how they do that.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of it either. It's like, for example, on my bike, lane splitting for me is impossible because my bike's almost 3 feet wide.
Right, but you recognize that.
Yeah,
some people don't.
Yeah, and they just kind of go barreling down through there.
Mm-hmm.
And, I get why they allow lane splitting. I really do.
Yep.
Because I don't know how many times I've almost been rear-ended on my motorcycle, which is
totally get it.
Fun. So I get why, but like everything, it has its people that do it in the way it's supposed to be done, and people that just do it because, well, they can get away with
JP
it.
Rowe, I hiked the canyon. I've had all the Arizona outdoor I need for a lifetime.
Yeah.
Yes, you have.
Arizona outside. Woo!
Yes. Welcome to the oven. Because that's how it feels right now. But I'm all right with it. This is what keeps Arizona sane is this time of the year, everybody leaves.
Yeah.
Is Darren in town? Yeah, Darren's in town because he's
in town. Yeah,
he's at crit hit.
I haven't talked to him in a while, but I can tell he's been busy because he doesn't sometimes even answer my texts.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you own a game, sir.
Absolutely. He's busy. I get it.
Well, I think he's also part of crit hit. Like I think.
Yeah, I think he's involved in it in some way, shape, or form.
I don't know if he is.
That also explains why Joe's not here today.
Yes, Joe's. They might have just stayed in Mesa though.
That very well could.
Because if that was going to be my plan, is I was just going to get a hotel at the DoubleTree and just stay out there. Just why drive all the way home from Mesa just to go back out? But as you can tell, I didn't do it.
I have so much to get done today.
Yeah, what's on your agenda?
Well, first I got to clean the damn apartment.
Yeah, I've been meaning to talk to you about that, Jeff.
That's a mess.
Your apartment is a sty, man.
It's bad. Well, yeah, it's bad. The biggest thing about it is my I have a long-haired black cat, and he likes to roll around on the carpet. So my beige carpet starts to take on a kind of a beige gray look after a while. So, I try to vacuum every Saturday. So
that's your Saturday chore.
That's my Saturday. And the cool part is it gives me a break on the cat because then I pull that vacuum out, he disappears for the rest of the day.
Yep.
I don't know where the hell he hides here in the apartment, but he finds someplace to hide and he doesn't come out.
We used to have an English bull.
Right.
And she would attack the vacuum.
Yeah, no, he runs.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, my ex-wife brought her dogs over she was coming over to visit. She's bringing both her dogs, and I said, well, let me put Jax in the bedroom because that's where his water and cat box and everything is in the master bedroom. And I couldn't get it. Herding cats is fun. So if I wanted him in the bathroom or in the bedroom, so I just I couldn't get him in any other way. So I just grabbed the vacuum and opened the closet and pulled it out, and he just disappeared. He was gone for the rest of the night.
All right. Mark has stated he posted the pictures on Discord. Let him know any thoughts or anything you guys see that needs to be addressing. Also, you guys have a safe trip, and I'll talk to you all later. Later, Mark.
All right.
And that's for everybody. If anyone has feedback, Mark does painting competition, or Mark enters in modeling competition.
IPMS and other competition.
Yeah.
He's a brilliant scale modelist. He's absolutely brilliant.
So if you have feedback, let him know. Like, feedback's one of those things. There's no such thing as bad feedback. You may not agree with it, but there's no such thing as bad feedback.
There can be, depending on
the person. Just negative.
There's just negative people that just trying to be jerks.
Yeah, but you can see through that.
Which is one of the reasons why I don't enter competitions. Because that one just broke my heart.
Yeah, well, maybe you should have been a better painter. I'm sorry.
Well, the thing about it was it wasn't about my painting.
No, it had nothing to do with your painting.
Yeah, it was about his opinion on the Army and how the Army should be painted.
Yes, and that is not something that is relevant in a painting competition, as far as I'm concerned.
As far as I'm concerned. So.
How does the paint look on the actual model? But that's gatekeeping. That's like, no, this is how we do it. No. If I want to paint my British with yellow uniforms, I will paint my British Napoleon models with yellow uniforms. They're my British.
Well, the other thing is one of the things I find amazing because I do a lot of basic painting classes,
right?
And I try to tell them, I go, I'm going to show you guys how to dry brush, and I guarantee you, once you learn the base technique, you're going to modify that to fit what you want it to do.
Yep.
You're going to change how you do it, and
yep.
That's perfectly okay.
Sure.
There are so many people that you're doing it wrong.
Yeah,
doing it my way.
Well, it's like I do a lot of journaling,
right?
And there's a lot of people out there on the old YouTubers say, this is how you do it. And it's like, no, you do it your way. Like you write for you, not for anybody else.
How can you? How many different ways are there to journal?
Believe it or not, there's quite a few.
That's weird. That's hard.
Well, journaling is different than a diary.
Yeah,
and it's a little bit more. It's not so much on the personal side, but you can do whatever you want. Yeah, it's just whatever. It's just bullet journaling, reflective journaling. People call it's like slap shop. How many people call slap shop something when it's like, no, that's nothing new.
That's just weird.
Yeah. Well, welcome to my life.
Yeah, no, I get it. It's
you do you, boo. Just like the painting style that I've adapted to.
Right.
I really love this painting style. I'm not, we call it what we call it just out of poking fun at the world, but
we like to poke fun at the world. It needs a good poking.
It needs a good poking in so many ways. Thin your paints, usually the worst feedback after.
This McAfee thing is making me insane.
I'm sorry.
I'm gonna lose my mind here in a minute.
Thinning your paints is one of those things that gets said a lot, but it's really preference. And there's so much that goes into the concept of thinning your paints. There's some paints you don't need to thin out of the bottle because just the way the paints are made.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Totally correct.
So, yeah.
I'll be back painting here in a second.
Yeah, it sounds like I hear you clicking.
Yes. Yeah, you know me.
Tommy Hill has some really good observations on painting consistency. That is important consistency.
Who is that?
Tommy, I'm going to say Soil.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know who it's probably a YouTuber of some sort or a podcaster, maybe. One of the things Jeff and I have always talked about on this channel is when you're watching painting videos and stuff and how they skip the most important step that they never really highlight or talk about, and that's the cleanup phase.
Yeah, the basic stuff.
Yeah, the stuff that's really important.
I remember the first time you heard me say that in one of my classes.
Yeah.
And don't forget the cleanup phase.
I was like, what the hell are you talking about? Because no one ever talks about it.
Yeah.
They don't talk about it in the way that you talk.
A lot of new painters don't stay within the lines. Heck, I don't stay within the lines.
None of us stay within the lines. We're all over the place. But when you watch a lot of these YouTube channels, that's like they just kind of skip, like you just don't see it. They edit that part out, and they don't necessarily always talk about that.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely correct. They don't.
And it's okay to make mistakes. That's why it's paint. We can always paint over it. Look, we're not painting the Mona Lisa.
Nope.
I'm painting zombie trolls, for Christ's sake. I'm gonna call them cave trolls now, by the way.
Cave trolls.
Cave trolls. So while that's drying, I think I'm gonna pull out my black and just real quickly get the base done. I really do love the coal black from Pro Acryl.
That's a good color.
Yeah.
They're good paint. They go through an airbrush really nice too.
Yeah. I think Jason's on to a good thing with Pro Acryl. He just launched a game too, and believe it or not, like for Pro Acryl and for Jason, it's not a miniatures game.
Yeah.
It's like a board game, card game type thing.
All right. Well, I'm using this paint now. Let's not push it.
It's not. I looked at it. I'm like, it's not something that's striking my fancy.
Right.
But
okay.
What time is it? Oh, we got plenty of time.
Oh yeah, okay. We have
Tell people don't worry. Worry if the paint doesn't go where you want it. Clean it up later. It's only paint. Yes, it's a card game. Yeah.
All right, here we go.
All right,
I'm done doing what I was doing.
I don't know.
All this conversation about what Mark sent me.
And
me going, why is it on my Discord? Now, of course, he's gone now, so. But I'm going to show him.
All righty. Do you want to take the screen?
I've already done it.
Look at that. Look at that weathering.
Yeah, look at this.
Holy moly.
Yeah, Mark is a really, really skilled scale modeler.
So he's doing this is a modern tank.
Yeah, this I believe this is Bradley.
Yeah, I think mostly I've seen him doing is a lot more World War II-ish.
Yeah, no, this is I mean he's a phenomenal model builder. He really is.
Well, his weathering is on par.
Yeah, he's got some definitely got some trophies from IPMS.
Oh, look at that. Got a little riverbed, little river going. He's even got some good frothing, I guess would be the word to use to represent the water.
No, he's phenomenal. When we first met, it was over a video game, and then we both kind of found out we had the same interest. But he's taken his scale modeling to the next level. He's just phenomenal. So
it's a Bradley. I don't know much about markings on Bradleys or anything like that, but it looks like that 13 is hand painted. That don't look like a decal.
There's a close up of it here in a little bit. So
this is what the phone was loading up for?
Yep, this is what I hear all the clicking about.
Oh, love it. Very nice.
There's the better shot of the 13.
Yeah, that looks hand painted, which is awesome because not everyone had stencils to stencil on numbering for vehicles in the war.
Yep.
What year did Bradley's come out? I'm not.
Bradley's been around since probably the late 70s, early 80s.
Yeah, it was like a Vietnam
my favorite movie quote is from the movie about the development of the Bradley. Billion with a B.
Billion with a B. That is so gorgeous. What's the black? It almost looks like it opens up. Is that like an opening that where you're?
I do not know that much about Bradley. If I was,
Okay.
if it was an M1, I could probably tell you, but not Bradley.
Because it's really standing out on the tank, obviously. Yeah. That is just gorgeous. Those are stenciled on. Those look. Yeah, that 13 is.
Well, I think yeah, the 13. I think it's a decal, but I think the decal's made that way because they're about the same kind of font.
Kind of weirdness to the 3.
Yeah, but he doesn't go crazy with his heavy panel lines.
No,
his weathering is on point.
Yeah,
absolutely on point.
And he's just doing a little bit of chipping at the fenders. I guess would be the best term to use for those. The wheel wells,
the skirts, and everything else. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, look at that! Look at that! Is that a card? That's a cardboard box.
Yeah, that's all his stowage. Yeah.
Yeah, but it looks like a cardboard box.
It is a cardboard box, probably as ammo.
The 80s is when it replaced the M113. Yep. The 113 was used well into the late 90s. All right, so it's an 80s tank. Cold War era. Very nice.
That's it. But we did all the talking about it. I had them, so I thought they're on our Discord under display models.
Yeah.
So definitely check them out.
And that's what Mark does.
And Mark asked for feedback. So comment, give him some feedback, tell him what you think. But he's a beautiful scale modeler. Yeah. I really enjoy his stuff.
And he will enter that most likely in a show.
Yeah, there's probably an IPMS show coming up. He's got a couple of really nice trophies from IPMS.
So do you.
I've got one.
You have an award-winning thing.
I have an award-winning thing. That's awesome. My thing won an award. I was so happy. And for me, that was the model that was one. Oh, it won.
My thing won. My thing. Yeah, I'm not I know my Shermans, I know my World War II tanks.
Right.
But I don't know, after World War II, when you start getting into some of the later stuff, everything got a little weird. And today we have the Abrams, and you're familiar with the design of the Abrams, that they're distinctive. But I couldn't tell you different models or anything like that.
Yeah, I was trained with I was the second training battalion to train with the M1.
Okay.
When I went in, and so it was fairly new. So the actual M1A2 hadn't even been done. It was a straight M1. And it is a lovely, lovely tank.
Yeah. But so's the Tiger, and so's the.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So a lot of the tanks from World War II are just amazing.
Well, the cool part is World War II. There's so much development on aircraft and armored vehicles. That they tried so many different designs. The tanks had so much personality. Same with the aircraft. That's why I love World War II aircraft. When you look at World War I, the planes are all pretty much the same design. For the
most part. They're all biplanes.
Yeah, biplanes are there's a couple triplanes, but they look distinctively the same.
Yeah, it was just how they were painted that set them apart.
Then you get into World War II, you got the Airacobra, you got the Corsair, you've got the P-38. P-47, P-51. They're all dramatically different. While we were trying to figure out what aerodynamic air would work best.
Right.
Then you start getting into modern jets, and they all again start looking alike.
Yeah. I still think World War I.
I wasn't Knox, JP. Oh. In July, 1981.
How'd that go over for you?
It was hot. It was hot. It's hot. Unfortunately, I busted up my leg in the last couple weeks of my 13-week basic training AIT, and was in a cast for the next 18 months.
A heavy metal cast.
Nice big cast.
Yeah.
Right.
Back then, everything just got casted up, man.
Yeah, I was in a cast for a while. I was in a cast for a long time.
But that's when you used to get the full body cast. And
well, my first cast, because of where I broke my leg, it went up all the way to my waist, and my leg had to be completely immobile. And then,
worse.
And then I was in a walking cast. I was in a cast of some kind for almost a year and a half.
That sucks.
I had a leg that was about the same diameter as my arm when I got out of the dang thing. That's not true. I had a walking cast. So I'd help build it back up, but it was a nightmare.
Yeah, but your leg is not, even with a walking cast, your leg is not nearly as strong.
Yeah. And then when they put me on TDRL, temporary disabled retirement, and sent me home. And then what I discovered was, because even though I was so close to graduation, I still had to recycle back through basic.
Really?
I'm like, do I want to do that twice?
No. You didn't want to break your leg up a second time?
Well, by that time I had a job. I was doing other things, and I had every intention of going back. But then, I spent that much time out. I started establishing some kind of life, and it just was different. So I just didn't.
Yeah.
I sometimes regret that decision.
Well, I tried hard to get in the military, and almost was in at one point. And then they called me up one evening. They're like, "Oh, we had that silly question we forgot to ask you. You missing any body parts?" I was like, "Well, only half a finger." And they were like, "No," because the guy didn't notice. A lot of people don't notice my half a finger when they meet me. It doesn't stand. I don't make it stand out or anything.
Well, I had an unfair advantage before I met you. I knew you were missing a finger because everybody told me, but they actually called you
Nubby Mike.
Yeah, and I asked why, and because he's missing a finger. Oh, okay.
No other reason. Yeah.
And that meeting brought us to this show.
Half a finger is half too many. Half a finger is half too many. Okay. Yeah, it's in our logo too. So if you guys ever really look at the logo, you'll see that the index finger is only half there.
The best part about that logo is that was the day it kind of solidified we were doing the show.
Yeah, when Brian showed up with that logo.
Yeah.
We're like, we're doing this now.
We got to do it. We had talked about it. We were debating, and we were kind of not sure. And then Brian came in, showed us the logo, and we're like, we got to do the show.
It fits us to a T, though. If you really look at the logo, my name is written kind of like Iron Maiden, kind of that heavy metal vibe with my throwing the horns up. And Jeff's is all space wolfish, so it's more, I don't want to say runic, but kind of a...
Definitely got that feel to it.
Yeah. So that's just...
David said he tried so hard to get out of the military, he moved 4,000 miles away.
Tried hard.
Yeah, I can see that.
Cool. You went to a whole nother country.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the logo kind of solidified the...
Yeah, kind of finished. It was kind of the factor that finished the conversation.
Well, and then I put together, a 4-page presentation to Darren?
That was hilarious. Yes, it was.
Yeah, I literally wrote out, mandatory military service is not much fun. No, totally different world.
No, yeah.
Yeah, I literally wrote up a 4-page presentation and went over it with Darren, and I think you were there too, right?
I was, actually.
Yeah, we went over this 4-page presentation about not just the What's New with Mike and Jeff show. It was a network concept.
It was an Imperial Outpost network, because if you actually remember, we used to have that in our logo.
Yeah, so it was,
and there was a couple other shows that started up, and then they just kind of died off.
Well, it was a little bit of a bigger commitment of getting other, because there were some other people doing shows. Like Darren was going to do role-playing games, and I think Joe was doing board games. I forget what Joe and Adzy's show name was.
Yeah.
But they were doing, and who else there was the third guy in there?
Ian.
Yeah. Yeah, so there was this whole concept of a bigger, broader. And now, if you look back, though, that was kind of a little bit of ahead of its time because a lot of other stores are doing that now.
Yeah.
And it's like, man, I don't know how long we've been doing this stuff.
We took a break when I first moved here for maybe just over a year, but we've been doing it since 2017, mid to late 2017.
We've been doing it a while. But yeah, so there was a whole bigger picture involved, and we were really careful to let Darren move at his pace.
Yeah.
Mike and Jeff, the visionaries. Well, we have visions. I just don't know if they're what other people would consider visionaries.
Yeah.
We just have visions. Again, we were just trying to talk more about the hobby locally, talk about events and.
Well, at that point in time, one of the things that you and I were baffled about, because we used to talk about how the community was so much different in the retail side, because when I was working there before I went to Games Workshop, the community worked together to try to coordinate events, and we'd have stores that would bring guys over to a different store for a competition between the two stores. It was more of a cooperative environment, and then when I came back, it was not that much. It just didn't happen, and nobody would actually talk about all the different things going on in the valley.
Right.
Where you could go and, if you had something you wanted to do, you could, you had a place you could find out. And that's why one of the reasons why we talked about starting, or you started it. That was one of the things you told me about.
Right.
That you wanted to do. So I was like, okay, we're going to do this. That was all part of your presentation, and you were all ready. And
well, one of the challenges that I recognized is, as much as social media is supposed to bring us together, it was actually dividing us.
Yeah.
As a community, a gaming community. So we'd be sitting at the shop and someone would come in to play their game and they'd get all pissed off because there was a tournament going on. They're like, I didn't know, I didn't see that tournament. Blah, blah. And it's like, dude, it's been on Facebook. Well, it was on Facebook under the 40K section, or it was on Facebook under somebody else's Facebook group, and it wasn't being shared on the store level, or the person wasn't knowing about it at the store level.
Right.
They would show up thinking, oh, I can get it. This was pre-COVID, so everybody used to go to the shops to play. And so it was just something different. Yeah. I think it worked. And yes, David, every vision is a vision. Just some of our visions are different.
I think I have more like hallucinations.
Yes. So, but it changed. It worked. It was great. We used to get all that going on, and then we would talk about tournaments. We'd talk about other shops, because the one thing if you know Darren, you'll learn quickly. Darren isn't petty to the point that he would care if we would talk about other shops, and we could share what other stores were doing, and we were just trying to help the community in general.
Yep.
And that's what brought it all. Same people just also like to find things to complain about. Yeah, that's true. They do. Usually a Dagwood's sandwich after midnight. What is a Dagwood sandwich?
A Dagwood. You remember the old Blondie comic?
No.
Okay, there used to be a comic called Blondie, and her husband was named Dagwood.
Oh.
And he would make these gigantic multi-layer sandwiches that would, in real life, would be like 14, 15 inches high.
So rich.
And that sandwich became called a Dagwood.
Got it.
If you're old, you know these things.
I'm old. I just don't remember. Like, I'm sure Blondie was something I read, but I just don't remember.
Blondie used to be a comic strip in the newspaper, and Dagwood was her significant other, and he used to make these gigantic sandwiches. They were called a Dagwood.
I pushed out a lot of my memories for other memories. Like, get up, breathe.
I just after my aortic dissection, I just developed a 486 processor, so I still have all the information. Just slow to recover. It takes me a while to retrieve it.
You can hear the hard drive spinning up and the floppy disk spinning.
Absolutely, just going crazy.
Yeah.
So.
All right, I think I'm going to finish this and wrap up.
I'm not far. I'm right behind you. Let me finish this shoulder pad.
I should have these guys done by next week. Like, not done, but to a point where I'd be like, all right, this is my color palette. This is the direction I'm going. That's what I like about the speed paints. It's not that I'm using this for painting, and this just gives me some really good base coats, and it's super thin that it doesn't clog up any of the details in the model.
Right. Well, I should have this dreadnought done this weekend. That's my goal. I haven't posted anything online for anybody in a long time for any of my normal posting places.
I'm sorry, Raymond. I just didn't remember Dagwood sandwich. My mind went someplace else with it. All right, I'm gonna switch cameras here. Blah.
Oh my god!
Now you can see me. I like how I changed my camera angle. I think I'm getting a better picture because I'm actually, so the light you gave me for Christmas, which I love, by the way.
The Game Envy light?
Yeah.
I like the Game Envy light.
Well, I'm able to flip it so the light goes up and
Right.
reflects off of the top. I have a shelf above my desk here.
Yep.
So the light actually is reflecting up onto that and bouncing back down. So it creates a little bit of a softer tone because you know as well as I do when my light's on, it's like, ah!
It's bright.
It is
Yeah,
bright.
I like how I can show your stickers up too.
Yeah, that's my wall of stickers.
Yeah.
I don't have your new one. Hint.
I haven't. I have to send that. I have to send the axe. I have a couple other things I need to send you. So
I've got one right there. I think that's the only one I have. I think that's the only sticker you have. I think I have a wolf head, but I don't think I have it on here.
Yeah.
I'll
get you the new one.
Yeah.
The new one. I'll also send you the. You have the paw. Yeah, you have the paw.
Yeah, I have the paw.
Got our mechanical warhorse.
There we are.
Yeah.
But that's the only old wolf I have.
Yeah.
I'll
send you a selection.
So yeah, stickers used to be a thing.
They still are to a point, but not huge.
Cool point. It used to be like we used. It was a Twitter thing. I'm still waiting for mine. Hint. Who are you waiting for, David? Me or Jeff?
I need to send you about 10 to 15 to you guys.
Yeah, so I can go hand them out at the shop.
Yeah, and I've got to get this axe for the orc that I gave you as well because I came across that. So
yeah,
I lost it again.
But it was a Twitter thing. Both. Okay. Sorry. It was a Twitter thing. So back in the day, there was the hobby group of people on Twitter. Long time promise. Hey, promise. We'll keep that promise. It just take time. We're old and we forget. And then we would literally send stickers to each other. We would like, because everybody was someplace else, obviously. And we would just trade stickers. Like we would just hand out. I think the first sticker I ever got, do I have it up here? It was Metalhead Miniatures. Metalhead. Right. She gave, and I didn't have this then, and I put it onto something else. But Lynn over at Metalhead, that was the first sticker I ever got. I was at Adepticon, and I was walking around with Scott, who is the paintbrush wizard. Who is, there she is. She's right here, Metalhead Minis. That's it. Yeah. But anyways, and Scott introduced me to her, and that's kind of how I met her, and I taken some of her painting classes. She's actually really good, and she's a hoot. All the content creators at Adepticon trade stickers. So they're still doing it. I think they're doing it more at the events because I don't know if Twitter is the community anymore. I don't know where the hobby community went.
I will send you. I got a couple Build Paint Play stickers too. I'll send you those.
All right. I'll get them slapped up here someplace. I might have to start taking some stickers. I like the brewery sticker. I don't drink, so the brewery sticker can come down. There's a few others. Yeah. But yeah. Anyways, anywho, everybody. Well, thank you all very much for hanging out with us on this wonderful, wonderful Saturday afternoon. I think Andy and I are heading out to. She got a hat press. So now she's making custom, I call them trucker hats. You know, they're mesh in the back and they've got the front side. Now she's like pressing patches on them.
Oh, cool.
She's making her own custom. I call them trucker hats.
Kind of cool.
That's her new thing.
That's very cool.
My wife is very creative in the creative sphere of crafts.
Absolutely.
So, good advice. Yes, Victor. Enjoy and stay hydrated. Drink lots of liquids, no matter where you're at. Like it doesn't. Everybody. It's just summertime across the board. So,
absolutely.
I drink a lot, which means that makes me pee a lot. Anyways. I can't see the thing. I there it is. I just need the corner of the thing over here so I can see what button I'm pressing.
Not fun, is it?
No. But you get a better look at my
There you go. There you go.
So, and then you get to see my whole backboard. Anyway, so we are out of here. You all have yourself a wonderful weekend. And then we'll be back next week. But do plan on
real quick. Also, guys, are you JP? Are you still twitching on Tuesday nights? Tuesday nights, I think 9 Eastern Standard Time. Definitely check out JP's Twitch.
Okay.
His Twitch stream, if he's still doing it. I think he's still doing it. I haven't tuned in a while. I apologize for that, but I need to.
And JP's saying basically people now are on Twitch and Discord. And again, Discord is also disconnecting the community a little bit because we don't have that central place. Like you have to go to the different Discord channels.
I just do the JP streamed as well, so I want to give him a shout out there.
Yeah. Yes. So check out JP on his stream. Yeah. We're going to get out of here. Everybody have a wonderful weekend, and we will be back next weekend for some more world-changing advice. So take care.
All right. Bye-bye, guys.